Hello again. You know, I caught the headlines of the Fox News talking heads at 3 o'clock this morning, and I chose not to bother listening to any of the babble. And the comment that they made was that Mohammed Yusuf's Bouazizi's parents are going to speak out. And what they said is that their son was depressed. And then I walked away from the set. Now, let's try to follow that process through. What have we learned? Well, we learned that he spent 7 months in Jordan. And there's the possibility that he spent some time in Yemen. Now, if he spent all that time in Jordan, that's a frightening thought, because Jordan, I thought, was against IS and against the madness that's taking place in that part of the world. Now, if he went to Yemen, we can expect him to have been radicalized to the point that he was. His parents said that he was depressed. Why didn't they get his depression treated? How could they not have known that he had those kinds of weapons? He had an AK-47, another long gun, which they haven't defined yet, I believe 1 or 2 handguns, and magazines and ammunition. How could they not have known? As I said in previous videos, what also has to be investigated is this family. We're told that Muslims don't pay interest, so that would say they don't have a mortgage. They would also say that that new car that Mohammed Yusuf Bouazizi was driving didn't have plates on it, which tells me it's a new car, unless he removed the plates. I assume it's a new car and it hasn't been registered yet. How did they pay for that car if they don't take out loans? Who paid for the house that they're in? There's just all kinds of questions that aren't being asked. The administration is doing its best to whitewash this, to try to make the American people believe that it had nothing to do with that peaceful, loving religion. You know, the one that Hillary Rodham Clinton spoke about when she was lying to us in the Rose Garden with that dope-eared, crack-smoking homosexual standing beside her, when they tried to blame Benghazi on a video that was made by some poor schmuck in California. They had that whole story prepared. They had Susan Rice go out to on 5 separate days pitching that story. They couldn't get Hillary to do it because Bill wouldn't let her. He knew it would backfire. He knew it wasn't true. The whole thing's insane. Absolutely and completely insane. If the son was depressed, would that be reason for him to have grown the beard that he grew? If the son was depressed, would that be reason for him to put what he did on his Facebook when he talked about what awaits those believers? He's referring to the 72 virgins. They need to stop with the bullshit propaganda. The FBI director needs to tell the people the truth. It was an act of terrorist triggered from the Far East, from the Middle East, when they sent that tweet 11 minutes before the slaughter began. That's what I think. So what do you think?